Welcome to our college briefing program. Today, we're diving into some exciting and critical stories from around the world. First up, Victorian residents are feeling the heat, literally, as strong winds push bushfire smoke into northern areas, causing poor air quality and health concerns. Authorities are urging everyone, especially vulnerable groups, to stay indoors and use air purifiers while the weather remains unpredictable. Next, tensions are rising in North America and Latin America. Canada is feeling the heat of U.S. political moves, with fears of economic and strategic interference amid threats and international actions by Trump. Meanwhile, Brazil is reacting strongly to a U.S. military operation in Venezuela, condemning it as a violation of sovereignty and shifting closer to China, signaling a changing regional power balance. Finally, on the international front, China is making big moves in biomedical research by recruiting top European immunologist Andrew McPherson, highlighting China's push to lead in life sciences. Plus, in Japan, the multicultural demographic is growing, with 4 and 20-year-olds celebrating coming of age in a more inclusive society. Please continue to watch for more detailed insights into these compelling stories. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation vividly describes the ongoing environmental crisis caused by the Victorian bushfires, emphasizing the dangerous spread of smoke across southeastern Australia. As the winds shift, they carry thick, toxic smoke from the fires in Victoria into New South Wales and the ACT, creating hazardous air quality conditions that threaten vulnerable populations and those with respiratory illnesses. Authorities have issued urgent warnings, advising residents to stay indoors, use air purifiers, and monitor air quality closely, with some regions experiencing poor to very poor air quality levels. The meteorological conditions are expected to change, with easing winds potentially helping dissipate the smoke, but experts warn that future weather patterns could bring more smoky surges, prolonging the health risks and emphasizing the importance of vigilance in protecting public health from the toxic particles created by the fires. The Toronto Star paints a tense picture of the geopolitical anxieties sparked by U.S. President Donald Trump's aggressive posturing towards Canada amidst his broader regional ambitions. The article recounts how Trump's threats to seize Greenland and his military intervention in Venezuela, leading to the detention of Nicolas Maduro, have heightened fears in Canada about potential U.S. coercion or invasion. Canadian officials and analysts worry that Trump's actions signal a shift toward more assertive, possibly hostile U.S. policies that could threaten Canadian sovereignty and security, especially as the U.S. considers military options and economic pressures. Despite Canada's efforts to bolster its defenses and diversify trade, experts warn that ongoing concessions and the unpredictable political climate could erode Canadian independence, forcing the nation to prepare for possible future conflicts or interference, even as diplomatic efforts aim to maintain stability and balance relations with both the U.S. and China. South China Morning Post offers a compelling account of the fallout from the U.S. military operation in Venezuela, which resulted in the detention of Nicolas Maduro and drew sharp criticism from Brazil. President Lula da Silva condemned the raid as a blatant violation of international law, emphasizing its threat to regional stability and sovereignty. Brazil's government, deeply alarmed by Washington's aggressive tactics, voiced strong opposition at the United Nations, warning of the dangerous precedents set by such interventions and the threat they pose to Latin American stability. Meanwhile, China's response was swift and supportive of Venezuela, condemning U.S. actions as an abuse of force and calling for respect for sovereignty. The incident has strained Brazil's relations with the U.S., potentially pushing it closer to China and Russia, and has cast a shadow over regional diplomacy. Analysts suggest that these developments could lead Brazil to deepen its alliances with emerging powers, diversify its international partnerships, and adopt a more cautious stance toward American influence, highlighting a shifting geopolitical landscape in Latin America and beyond. From the South China Morning Post, we learn that Andrew McPherson, an esteemed European immunologist renowned for his groundbreaking research on gut microbiota and immune regulation, has accepted a full-time position at the University of Science and Technology of China, USTC. His move underscores China's burgeoning ambition to lead in life sciences innovation. McPherson's work, which has been published in prestigious journals like Nature and Science, has fundamentally advanced our understanding of how trillions of intestinal microbes benefit human health by aiding digestion, synthesizing vitamins, and defending against pathogens. His career, rooted in a strong foundation of clinical practice and research, spans institutions in the UK, Switzerland, and Canada, and he has been recognized with awards like the Per Brandsieg Distinguished Scientific Achievement Award. His recent visit to USTC as a visiting professor and his ongoing collaboration with Chinese scientists highlight the country's strategic push to attract top talent and elevate its biomedical research profile. The Toronto Star reports on Virginia's impressive basketball victory over Stanford, emphasizing the team's resilience and strategic prowess. The 23rd-ranked Cavaliers, led by Tejas Derrider's 22 points and Chance Mallory's 13, secured their third consecutive win with a commanding 70-55 score. Virginia's game plan was effective, especially after halftime, when they expanded their lead with a decisive 9-0 run early in the second half, pushing their advantage to 16 points. Despite a slow start from star player Ibuka Okere, who struggled offensively after a strong previous game, the Cavaliers maintained their composure and depth, with Malik Thomas providing additional support. With an undefeated home record this season and a streak of 11 wins at their arena, Virginia is poised for upcoming challenges, including a match against number 20 Louisville, marking their first-ranked opponent of the season. Yahoo US highlights the enchanting winter scenery of Lake Placid in upstate New York, transforming the town into a true winter wonderland. The author reflects on how their childhood resentment of the cold has matured into an appreciation for Lake Placid's breathtaking beauty and seasonal charm. Known for its heavy lake-effect snow, the town offers an array of winter activities that make it a perfect destination for snow lovers. Visitors can indulge in unique experiences like dining in a heated gondola at Mirror Lake Inn, relaxing in a barrel sauna at Eastwind Lake Placid, or enjoying the outdoor hot tub at the Whiteface Lodge, which also serves signature Esmores martinis. The town's rich Olympic history, marked by hosting the Winter Olympics in 1932 and 1980, is celebrated at the Lake Placid Olympic Museum, home to North America's second-largest collection of Olympic artifacts. With its scenic landscapes and festive winter events, Lake Placid remains a captivating retreat for those eager to embrace the cold and explore its snowy splendor. Yahoo US reports on the Cincinnati City Council's upcoming secret meeting scheduled for January 12, where officials plan to discuss the contentious negotiations with the family of Ryan Hinton, an 18-year-old shot and killed by police during a stolen vehicle investigation. The city's management denies any settlement has been finalized, despite reports from police union president Ken Kober, who accused the city of quietly negotiating a massive settlement that could cost taxpayers millions. Public outrage and police opposition have intensified, with council members like Jeff Kramerding and Seth Walsh voicing strong opposition, emphasizing that the officers' actions appeared justified and that any settlement might undermine law enforcement's integrity. Meanwhile, the Hinton family's attorney suggests they have been in talks with the city since last summer, aiming for justice through civil litigation, though details remain undisclosed. The controversy underscores the deep divisions within Cincinnati, as community members demand transparency and accountability, while city officials grapple with the potential fallout of a secretive process that could impact public trust and police-community relations. The Toronto Star vividly depicts the struggles of Kenyan widows, such as Rebecca Enyango, who faces eviction threats from her late husband's family, despite the constitutional right to land ownership. Cultural practices like wife inheritance and sexual cleansing continue to oppress women, often resulting in disinheritance and social isolation for widows who refuse these customs. However, recent legislative efforts, including the passing of a Widows Protection Bill in Siaya County championed by widow-turned-legislator Scholastica Madowo, aim to criminalize forced disinheritance and promote legal aid for affected women. Stories of women like Nbonereri, who fought back after her in-laws seized her property and attempted to force her into marriage, highlight the resilience and activism among Kenyan widows. Organizations such as the Amandla Mek Foundation assist women in defending their land rights, but many remain unaware of their legal protections, perpetuating cycles of poverty and marginalization. These narratives reveal a powerful movement toward recognizing women's rights amid deeply rooted cultural traditions that threaten their dignity and economic stability. Nikkei Asia offers an inspiring look at Japan's evolving landscape of international youth participation, focusing on the upcoming coming-of-age ceremonies in Shinjuku, Tokyo. As Japan's population ages and labor shortages deepen, the country has welcomed record numbers of foreign residents, with nearly half of the 4,000 young people attending this year's ceremony holding foreign citizenship. The influx is driven by Japan's expanding foreign workforce, including over 470,000 participants in the Technical Intern Training Program, now transitioning into the Employment for Skill Development System to foster long-term residency and skill acquisition. Among the diverse attendees is Rumesa Chetan from Germany, whose admiration for Japanese manners, such as punctuality and consideration, reflects the cultural integration of these young immigrants. The ceremony itself symbolizes a bridge between tradition and modern multiculturalism, with initiatives like free kimono rentals fostering cultural exchange. The article highlights how Japan's international students and workers are shaping a more inclusive society, with their hopes and dreams, ranging from career ambitions to family aspirations, embodying the country's evolving identity as a nation that celebrates both its heritage and its global connections. The Nikkei Asia reports on Mujin, a pioneering Japanese robotics software company that has recently topped the nation's startup fundraising charts with an impressive 20.85 billion yen, $133 million. Mujin's innovative product, Mujin OS, seamlessly connects various industrial robots, revolutionizing warehouse automation and earning accolades from major corporations like Toyota and fast retailing. The company's strategic plans include expanding internationally and developing plug-and-play products to simplify deployment, driven by the burgeoning physical AI sector. The surge in interest in physical AI, fueled by advancements in generative AI and enhanced decision-making capabilities, has positioned Japan as a leader in this field, with companies like Turing and Sakana AI securing substantial funding for autonomous driving and financial AI solutions. Despite the vibrant investment landscape, overall startup funding has declined by 21% in 2025, reflecting cautious investor sentiment amid stricter listing standards and delayed IPOs, as the ecosystem shifts toward alternative funding avenues like government subsidies and strategic investments. The BBC highlights the rising trend of students choosing to live at home during university, exemplified by 19-year-old Amelka Zambrzica, who commutes daily from her mother's house in Bolton to Manchester University. Her routine involves a 25-minute walk to the train station, a 25-minute train ride, and a half-hour walk across campus, totaling 3 hours of daily travel, yet she finds it worthwhile for the significant cost savings. Manchester University has responded to this growing demographic of commuter students by creating dedicated social spaces, including lounges and study areas, fostering a sense of community and providing a vital home away from home. While this arrangement offers financial relief, with her estimated annual costs around £700 for transport compared to the £7,875 for on-campus accommodation, it also presents social challenges and logistical hurdles. Amelka's story underscores the increasing financial pressures on students, with the total cost of a degree now estimated at over £61,000, prompting many to weigh the benefits of commuting versus living on campus. The BBC also discusses the hardships faced by American families like Christy Hollowell's, who experienced a 6-month ordeal without gas and electricity after her energy bills skyrocketed to $1,800 monthly following her job loss. Her family relied on a generator and struggled with mounting debt, now totaling around $3,000, as utility bills continue to rise amid broader economic and policy challenges. The surge in energy prices, up 6.9% in electricity costs year over year, has been driven by factors such as increased natural gas prices, reduced investments in clean energy projects, and the energy demands of burgeoning AI infrastructure, which strains the power grid. Experts warn that policy shifts, including cuts to clean energy funding and the proliferation of data centers consuming vast amounts of electricity, threaten to keep energy costs high. Meanwhile, individuals like Ibrahim Awadallah, who installed solar panels, still face rising utility bills and concerns over new developments like nearby data centers, illustrating the complex and ongoing struggle for affordable energy amid a changing economic landscape. The Associated Press reports the passing of Daniel Walker Howe, a distinguished historian and Pulitzer Prize laureate, whose seminal work, What Hath God Wrought, vividly chronicles the profound societal and technological transformations in America from 1815 to 1848. Howe's narrative captures a nation teetering on the brink of upheaval, as it expands westward under the banner of Manifest Destiny, grappling with the rise of political figures like Andrew Jackson, and confronting the contentious debates over slavery and internal improvements. His detailed account reveals a country increasingly interconnected through innovations like the telegraph, newspapers, and infrastructure projects, which fostered democracy and progress, yet also faced resistance from entrenched interests wary of change, especially in the South. Howe's balanced perspective underscores that technological advancements often propelled moral and political evolution, emphasizing that progress was not merely material but intertwined with the moral fabric shaping modern America. Yahoo US highlights the concerning rise of high-tech vaping devices in Singapore, where parents and authorities are alarmed by sleek, toy-like nicotine products flooding the market despite strict bans. These devices, often indistinguishable from everyday stationery or gadgets, appeal to children and teenagers, luring them with flavors reminiscent of candy and soda, and even functioning as phones. Experts warn that such devices pose grave health risks, especially to young users, as nicotine addiction can impair cognitive development and cause long-term harm. The newest vapes, with their sophisticated designs and virtual functionalities, create behavioral traps that are difficult for parents to detect, raising fears about the addictive potential and environmental hazards posed by disposable e-cigarettes, which are often discarded improperly, igniting fires and polluting ecosystems. Authorities have responded by tightening penalties and urging responsible disposal, but the challenge remains formidable as the market for these concealed, alluring devices continues to grow. The Anchorage Daily News presents a sobering view of the economic uncertainties facing Anchorage's small businesses amid proposed new taxes and rising costs. As the city contemplates a 3% sales tax aimed at addressing infrastructure needs and funding public services, local entrepreneurs like Stephanie Johnson of Dos Manos Gallery express concern that such measures could further dampen consumer spending, already weakened by inflation and economic apprehensions. Business owners worry that additional costs could push customers to cut back on discretionary spending, threatening long-standing establishments and the community's vibrancy. Meanwhile, the proposed tax, which includes exemptions for essentials such as groceries and rent, remains a contentious issue, with residents and business leaders divided on its long-term impact. Some see it as a necessary investment in Anchorage's future, while others fear it will exacerbate economic strain, especially as small businesses grapple with rising wages, inflation, and market volatility, making the path forward uncertain amid the city's ongoing financial challenges. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.